Don't say anything. Don't say anything that you just said.
Okay, I won't say anything I was about to say.
Aaron's no longer with us.
Yes. Whoa, not dead. Just not at the podcast today.
I didn't say he was dead.
You said he's no longer with us, which I think about 80% of people will go, huh.
I said that about you when you weren't here.
Then he's no longer with us.
Yeah. He may be with us again. We have no idea where he is or if he's alive or really anything.
Actually, that's true.
Going to the waste management tournament.
Yeah.
And he's going to be at the 16th hole, which is a very big deal, my brother told me.
Oh, good for him.
That's where they yell and they're on the stands.
That's what it's.
And they throw beer.
Hole. Yeah.
Yeah. So congrats, Aaron, on skipping work to go do that.
Have fun, goob. That's goon and noob.
A goon, a new at being a goon?
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking.
A new goon.
I'm just glad that it's not me that's not here. Do you have any idea? I drove to work so excited, got here so early just in case, beat Andrew just so I could go, Aaron's not going to be here. And so I don't have to see that red X over my face when we promote this show.
Yeah. Oh, Aaron's going to have the X. That does feel good.
Big
I
X.
like, we have a new configuration for those watching. We just took Aaron's chair right out of here, his whole couch that he needs.
Aaron needs a whole couch.
We got that out of here. So much space.
Yeah, so much
Feels
space.
great. I do remember when I had a real job, it was always, whenever your boss was on vacation for the week, I would be very excited to go to work.
Totally.
Because it would just be like, oh, I can probably just kind of leave whenever. Nobody's going to be checking on me.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be yelling.
You can get up and leave mid-podcast if you want. I won't even get mad.
I might leave.
You should.
Yeah.
Dare you.
But it's not just us today on this episode.
No.
No, we have a wonderful guest.
A truly wonderful human being. Sweet boy.
Tell us about him.
His name is Corey Cott. He is best known for being Broadway star of Newsies, the original rendition on Broadway like years ago. He played Jack Kelly, which I guess is one of the main stars. Haven't seen it. I heard the movie's bad though.
Yeah, I think he said that in the interview. Yeah.
Well, spoiler, I could have just been like, I had that information, but he brings up that the movie's bad.
But the play was super successful. He was on it for its whole run pretty much after he started. And he's been in movies, TV shows, and just a delightful guy and big golfer.
Loves golf. He loves to golf.
He'll talk about it. He has a at-home simulator setup, which I will be jealous of for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that rules. He also talks about, he's like, I don't really get it. It had such a huge following of like women and girls when I was in Newsies. And when you see him, if you're watching, you'll get it. He's like the most handsome man I've ever seen up close.
Yep.
And so charming. I get it.
Y'all should watch. If you're listening to this one, go ahead and switch over to the YouTube to watch because you're going to want to get a load of
this guy. I would say he's the Taylor Swift of Broadway. I'm going to say it. He's the Taylor Swift of Broadway. People love him.
Yeah.
They'd die for him.
People would die for her.
They'd strike for him. Heyo.
Yeah.
Newsies is about striking. If you globs didn't know.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, our video came out that we did about Taylor Swift and Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it did. It did well.
And the comments are so fun because people have a hard time understanding comedy.
They really
There are people
do.
that are such blind Taylor Swift fans, which nothing wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That you're obsessed with a person you never met. But there are people like, we're kind of pro Taylor Swift in this video, sarcastically. Of like, we're making fun of people that are mad about her, but there's still Taylor Swift fans that are like, you guys don't get it. Why are people so mad? And we're just like, we were not talking about that at all.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I also think
But keep commenting, it helps us.
Yeah, we appreciate it, actually.
Any
I
comment,
like all of them.
Confused people help us a lot because they comment.
It's great for us. There's also a bunch of comments where sometimes I'll mess with people. I'll just write O under comments, and that really fuels people to defend themselves harder. So if you get an O from me, it doesn't really have a whole lot of meaning. Yeah, it's bait.
It's like in Pokemon when you're at the Safari Center and you can throw a rock or you can throw bait.
I throw a rock.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I throw a rock, and you guys love it.
The rock makes them more vulnerable, but they might run away.
Yeah, and they never run away.
Yeah.
Every time I write O, especially the men in the comments feel the need to justify it. They're like, well, yeah. Because I think one of them, they're like, great lyricist? Yeah, right. And I just wrote O. And he's like, name one time that she's written anything profound. Profound is Bob Dylan. Profound is this. And I was like, you are talking to yourself right now. All I said was O.
People do talk to themselves a lot in the comments.
I love it.
They are doing it for no one but themselves.
Yeah.
But keep doing it. We love it.
Absolutely.
We love it. I read most of the comments.
Do you?
Yeah. If I'm in a video, I want to know what people are saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I get that sometimes.
Yeah.
If they say that keep Hannah around forever, which has been a comment, I like those comments.
I'm glad they said that because that has been a conversation the rest of us have been having. But
Every time, yeah.
Should we keep hanging around forever, or like what time should we?
Why do you think I have so many YouTube burner accounts? I'm the one going, keep her, please.
Please.
We need her.
How was your show Saturday?
It was pretty good.
I had a show Saturday also, and Paul went to yours.
Yeah. You want to know what Paul did at my show? I was like doing my little hosty intro, like, hey, everyone, thanks for coming out to improv. And then I'm like, you kind of warm up the crowd. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm doing well. I went and saw Hamilton today. And Paul from the audience goes, Rich?
It's like, is that my friend or just?
And I knew his voice. He tried to, after saying it, like a little wimpy, hid. I wasn't going to say a potty word. He said it and then went like this.
It's just, he shrunk.
He said it and they shrunk. Down. At least body it if you're going to call me out. I want to do that. Yeah, he shrunk down. I'm like, it's a small crowd. I see you, Paul, and I know your voice.
I gave you this ticket for free. You're going to interrupt?
No, I didn't.
Did you make him pay?
I made him pay.
Heck yeah.
He didn't ask for
I made him pay when he came to my show too, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
I would give Dina, his wonderful wife, a free ticket. I won't give Paul. After that comment, no free rides, dog.
Yeah. You pay extra if you're going to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wait for me to ask for a suggestion, or you say nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all.
But show was fun.
Yeah, show was fun.
Great.
I got to see Jonathan do his clowning, his official
Jonathan
He clowned. He did this bit where he vaped and then blew the smoke into a balloon.
That's fun. Then what? That's it.
I think that had to be there.
Yeah, we don't want to give away.
Yeah, his clowning bits.
Yeah, you got to buy a ticket if you want to see what happens next.
Yeah. How about your show? You got to be with Kathleen Madigan. You opened for her.
Kathleen Madigan Friday and Saturday, Birmingham and Atlanta. Very fun.
Nice.
And she said, "How do you want me to bring you on stage?" And I said, "Tell them you can hear me on SiriusXM or the St. André podcast."
Heyo.
So, hello to all the Kathleen Madigan fans that heard and remembered that and are listening to this.
All two of you.
Yep.
We're glad
Thanks
you're
for
here.
coming to the show. Thanks for listening to me getting introduced and writing it down.
Yep. And you're coming to the best episode because it's the two best people on the podcast, minus the one that is bad, Aaron.
Yeah. What else? Aaron does kind of help us stay on track is one nice thing about him.
Oh, yeah. You know what I was going to say? I had an okay morning. It would have been a better morning, but today was my last day. This is no joke. Last scoop of my 4 Wellness. I had to put in a new order. It wasn't even a last scoop. I had to pour from my little jar that I get. And I was like, oh no. I put in the order today.
How could you let this happen?
I don't think ahead. I never plan ahead.
Do you run out of gas sometimes in your car?
Body or
you wait for your car to be empty before you fill it up with gas?
Yes. Always.
That's a bad way to live.
No, that's why it's there. That's why the light comes on. It goes, hey.
4 Wellness should have a light that comes on.
Yeah, they should have.
Like when you're running out of gas.
That's what I was saying. If I would have poured my little thing into my cup and it would have spelled out running low, that would have been so. Actually, 3 days ago, that would have been nice.
Like the particles in the powder are engineered to make letters when it knows that your jar is at a certain.
Yeah. Text Jesse. Time to reorder. I want all of that in writing.
Hey Phil Mickelson. Get some
Phil.
more scientists on board so we don't run out of our 4 Wellness because we need it.
Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is, Phil, for me to be at the rock climbing gym? Yeah, I rock climb. And to have my final gummies, and now that's an empty bag, and it's not telling me to re-up. So next time I go to the rock climbing gym, I'm going to look like the biggest dummy because everyone else there is on 4 Wellness gummies, feeling energized after their hard workout, not me.
You don't even get to have a little treat at the end of your workout that also decreases inflammation.
Yeah.
Are you inflamed? On a scale of 1 to 10, how inflamed are you right now?
I'm so inflamed. I'm going to float out of this place today.
Yeah.
Because that's how inflammation works. You puff up and like
You're
the girl
up.
in Willy Wonka. I'm a Willy Wonka bounce out of here.
You're a flamer.
You call me a flamer. This podcast, accurate, but hate crimed yet again. Job security.
Well, I have plenty left. Although I did just order some more superfood bites, which I'm excited about, and I heard they got a new recipe.
They did,
which I'm conflicted about because I liked the old recipe, but also I'm excited about the new recipe.
Oh, you get to kind of compare and contrast because you'll have the old and then the new.
Yeah. I'm gonna save the old recipe, probably right till their expiration date, just so I'll have the option to have them.
Yeah, that's smart.
But
those are also just nice to keep in your car. I don't know if this is a prepare thing. Always have like those little bites in my car. Because if I'm working or I'm on the road, because we're on the road a lot and we're driving for work, and those are nice to just keep in the glove compartment. I'm like, oh, boom.
I don't have time to eat breakfast, but I need to eat.
Oh, okay.
Eat one or two of those things, and I'm like, all right, cool. That'll last me till lunch, and it's healthy.
Boom.
It's the
Love
best.
that.
And if you too, listeners, would like to get what we're getting,
Yeah.
you can go to 4wellness.com, get 30% off your order.
30.
That is nearly a third.
Yeah. That is
Right?
nearly a third. That's exactly what that is.
Nearly a third off your order if you use code André, Andre, or Andrew without the W, as I like to think of it.
That's really well done. Yeah, if you're feeling extra inflamed and just floating around your house, get some 4Wellness. Be like you don't want to be like Harry Potter's aunt in that one when Dobby puts a spell on her and she floats away.
Yeah, we're not all huge nerds, but yeah.
Okay. It's a pretty popular book.
It's really awesome stuff. I've been enjoying it. I was really glad when they were like, hey, we got a sponsor for the podcast. I was like, oh, I hope we like it. And then it's actually the best.
Rules for us, and it could rule for you too.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a real interview today.
Oh, yeah.
We're not just advertising.
Oh, yeah.
We're interviewing.
I forgot about that part. We have the most charming man alive. Come on in. Corey Cott.
Please enjoy this interview with Corey Cott.
The most charming man alive.
Do you think Aaron will even listen to this?
He better.
All right,
hope
let's
so.
not clap this episode. And Aaron, if you're listening to this, mention it to us. There's no way.
There's no way.
He might listen to the intro that we did, but that's
Sneak
about
a
it.
clap in there, maybe.
Speaking of intros, a man who needs no intro, Corey Cott.
Hey,
Don't clap.
hey,
You guys are clapping
thank you.
anyway.
Yeah, but I did a clap in a different time.
We have an audience and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It does feel good to have a studio audience. I feel like we're still figuring out how much they should be laughing
Sure.
because they don't. I want them to laugh
Fix it in
more.
post. Fix
But
it in post.
I feel like they're production minded people, so they are like, oh, we should be quiet. Then I'm like, no, laugh, please.
Yeah, the laughs always help. They always
do.
help.
Yeah. Just know that if they don't laugh super hard,
It's
people
not
at home are laughing.
They're
really
laughing.
hard.
Yes, I can hear them through the
Okay, good.
through the wires.
Seth,
like-
especially, is a trained camera operator, and I think that in camera operating school, they're like, don't have any emotion.
Shut up. Don't speak.
When
don't
you-
exist.
when you're behind a camera. Don't exist.
They said don't exist. Like, oh, interesting. So you guys were here with Corey Cott, esteemed Broadway boy, actor boy, papa,
That's
husband.
Papa. Yeah.
in that order.
That's right. Actor boy, Broadway boy, actor boy.
Yeah.
Usually I just leave it there. The kids don't matter, but
Yeah, you're like, my
Yeah.
kids, woof.
Papa.
Papa.
Kids just call me Broadway boy.
Broadway.
Your kids
That's
running
your
around
new
like,
name.
where's Broadway boy
Yeah,
tonight?
for sure.
Yeah.
For
And your
sure.
wife's like,
Yeah.
on Broadway.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing the thing in this title.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
what your kids call you, dad or papa?
They call me dad, daddy, you. Hey, can I
Yeah.
have a snack? You know, whatever's
Yeah.
going to get my attention. It's mostly dad, though. Yeah.
Nice.
Please,
Yeah.
please. How old are your kids?
6, 4, and 2. Three little boys. Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Of course.
to
It's
get
a pleasure.
away.
Anytime you need me, I'll drive all the way here.
Yeah.
I'll stay here all day, actually. It'll be great.
Honey, I got another podcast today.
Yeah,
You
they
got
want
it?
me to do like a ton, like as many episodes of Grey's Anatomy with just me. So yeah.
He's like, it's crazy. I'm actually going to camera school, so I just don't exist anymore.
I'm filming.
Don't ask me anything.
That is the thing about filming. Parents just film their kids nonstop now. And it is
Yeah.
like they don't exist when they're behind the camera.
That's true.
Are you sensitive about that? About like putting your kids on social media and like taking videos of them?
Social media for sure, especially my wife. I've come around to being on the same page. At first, I was like, "Oh no, it's fun." And then with social media, we were like, "No." But that being said, my entire camera roll is all my kids. Like I try to
course.
go through it. Recently, I was going through it. Like I should probably post something. I haven't posted something in a while, and it's just only my kids. So it's weird. I was thinking, my wife, her name is Meg. We were talking about this the other day. Growing up with the immediate response of anything you shoot or video or anything, being able to watch it back, like my 2-year-old knows as soon as the camera is done, he can just sit there and watch it. You know, we had digital cameras, but it's not the same. Like the immediacy of it is wild. So that to me is the weird part where they're just so used to that. And in not always good ways where it's like, no, I don't want you to watch that right now. We're going to do something else now.
No, yeah. They're like immediately like, let me see myself.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yes.
do you think that do you think it's because also their papa is an actor, so they're kind of like trying to make sure that their angles are right?
So,
do you think they're watching it?
Maybe.
being
So my oldest now realizes that that's my work. I think it took him a while, and maybe in a way he doesn't really understand it completely that I just go and pretend to be other people for a living. But he does know that I'm on camera and something was on the other day or something, and I was on the TV, and it didn't faze him. Like it used to be like whoa, why is daddy on that's daddy? and so the 4-year-old's starting to now understand it. But yeah, it's a weird thing to explain to a little kid. Yeah, right.
I've seen
I can
him
do
before.
it better. Yeah.
Well, speaking of doing it better, I recently saw your short film and you did act with your son in it.
With my son. Yes, that's right. Yes. Thank you for coming to that, by the way. It was so great to have you there.
It was so good. I was literally talking about it with them before you got here, how good it was.
Well, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my son.
What is it called? So people can know about it?
It's called Fortune. It's not, there's nowhere you can watch it yet because we are in the process of trying to adapt it into a series. That's kind of the idea we're going with it right now. So we're hosting a few more screenings in New York and a few other places, and a festival premiere to come in this year, which is exciting. Yeah, my son did play my actual son in the short in the series. Yeah, and it was cool. It was a much less frustrating and intimidating than I was expecting it to be. And we actually built and wrote a lot of the script with vernacular that he says in his own life anyways.
Nice.
Smart.
Which made it easier, and
So
a lot of
smart.
Skittles. Yes, a lot of Skittles were had by him, and he got to miss school. There's fun things about it that he was.
he was
And is your
loving.
6-year-old?
Yeah, he's my 6-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, imagine how fun that would be when you're 6 to be told, do you want to go
Eat Skittles.
be
Oh,
in
and
a
he tells
movie?
everyone he's in a movie, and everyone and all his teachers are like, he keeps talking about this movie he's in
That you can't
and
find.
You can't watch it.
Yeah.
It's not out anywhere. It's not really finished yet.
Your son's been lying.
Yeah,
at school.
Raising
exactly.
a
yes.
liar, and you're like, my son's not a liar. I'm actually not going to take him to the school anymore.
Yeah. Does he ever
Homeschool.
mention fortune to you at home? And then you're like, yeah, I'm in it too. And they're like, oh, gosh.
Oh, shoot. Oh, it's
the dad's
real?
delusional too.
Yeah, right. He's a total
His
loser
whole family thinks they're in a movie.
at all times.
And they got big dreams. It's going to be a big hit. They keep talking about the big hit.
Yeah.
That's just what I tell myself.
Yeah.
Did you have acting notes for him? Were you ever like, cry harder?
Well, no. Fortunately, we didn't build any
It's like, I know
super
how to get him
emotion.
to cry.
No, you'll cry all day. Stop crying right now. No, we sort of set it up with the crew was really cool with it too, where we never just said, action, go, Elliot. It was more just, we're going to roll and just kind of talk and hopefully just say it a few times, and hopefully we sort of just gave him line readings. But he ended up, because there was a few setups where there was action and then the action settled and then he needed to say something, and he figured it out really well. So I think it was more just the intimidation of once he got used to the crew and everyone being there and watching him, and he got over that and we could just settle into whatever we were doing. It was a lot better, but
That's great. That's exactly what we do with Jonathan.
is it?
We take Skittles and get him onto the course.
I get it.
And then once he's there, we're like, just roll. Don't
I get
This is a
it.
camera. These are all very nice people.
He's very skittish.
Pretend like they're
Gonna
not
say
here.
He's
action.
biting. Like, no, Jonathan.
Settle down.
The creep videos were one of the first ones that I like. My brother and I will say, I think I might have been one of the very first. I don't know, not first, but sub 5,000 on Instagram followers. I'm pretty sure, because
Thank you.
I think so.
That's better than me.
Because it was, you guys started in 2020, 21.
No, way soon, way more recent.
2020, 2022?
Oh, was it more recent than that? Okay.
It's been a year, less than a year and a half, right?
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half.
It feels like,
Yeah.
well, the golf thing, Instagram video world thing took off a lot during COVID. So maybe I'm just conflating with that.
Yeah.
But that's crazy that it's been that fast.
I know.
22. Okay. Well, I was thinking that I was sitting at home watching just everything during COVID, which that feels like that was sort of at the tail end of it. But the creep one, the first creep one was, well, the first one I remember is Aaron not getting it past the ladies' tees and you bleeping out or blurring out the wiener.
I forgot about that one. That one got banned on
Wait, we gotta-
TikTok. We had to
did
Did it
take
get
it down.
banned?
And it was one of the first videos, and it sucked because the first few videos had a lot of momentum, and
Yep.
the followers were growing, they're getting a lot of views. Then all of a sudden, that video was doing great. Then all of a sudden, it just plateaued at views, and clearly it had been shadow marked
You think?
as
Shadow bound.
don't let this people that are not following see this.
That
Yeah.
one,
Right?
to
Is that
me,
right, Paul? That was before. Is that before you?
It was before me, but I know the video.
Yeah.
Paul knows that video well. He has it.
But then on TikTok, they just let it roll.
Okay, well, that video to me stood out for many reasons. One, it's just so gosh darn funny, but it had a perspective that was just beyond the typical cliches that I think are the golf comedy world, as much as that's a thing, which it is a lot more now. It felt like you guys had a much more nuanced, funny perspective. And anyways, that one made me fall out of the chair. And my brother and I both were just, my brother's an actor too, and we always are just sending each other memes and videos and stuff. And we both were just like, these guys are funny. And then the creep video, the first creep video, I think where he he's like asking for golf balls, and then he's like, I also need golf ball, like all that stuff.
Yeah,
It was
so many things.
It's such a niche thing that you guys do, but obviously it strikes a lot of people because the golf jokes are pretty, you kind of have to know golf in order to get them, or at least get the nuance of them. I guess anyone could watch them and get them, but I just appreciated it so much and still do.
That means so
Y'all are
much.
the best.
Yeah, my mom never gets the jokes. I have to explain
Really?
every one to her, but she still loves it and likes all of them.
Yeah, I think the goal's always been to make them funny, even if you don't get the golf stuff.
Sure. Well, that's
But
yeah.
still golf focused in golf setting. And then Aaron did not want it to be, like you said, kind of what had been done, kind of the more bro-y golf humor of like, oh,
Right.
my wife's gonna find out.
Yes, or like
stuff.
the that's one joke where he's like looks at the camera and is explaining everything. Like I feel that was an early one too, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
dumbest guy
Tiger.
you know.
That
or
was-
something.
yeah. That
He does stuff like
series is great.
Yeah,
All
you hear that
stuff.
Instagram? It's okay to show your wiener and make a wiener joke.
Yeah.
Okay, it changes people's lives. So why don't you relax a little bit,
Yeah,
Instagram?
come on, chill out.
Chill
Come on,
out,
Zuckerberg.
Instagram. Yeah, come on, Zuckerberg.
Let us show it. Come on. Give the people what they want.
Does someone say like, why is that out already or something like? There's even
Why is it something like that? Why is
Yeah.
it already out?
Why is it already out?
Yeah,
Not
this
to dwell
episode's
on-
going to get taken down
Sorry.
now. We're talking
Yeah.
about.
It's
Okay,
gonna
we
be
don't have
Shadow
to talk about that anymore. Move on.
Seth's gonna just blur everything from the bottom
you blur
down.
the conversation?
We're like, what? You just see pants and blur. So you're a golf fanatic,
I
but
do love golf. Yes.
you're also, like I said before, an actor and a sing boy.
That's true.
You went to
Active voice.
college to be an actor, sing boy.
That's right.
At Carnegie Mellon School of Drama.
That's correct.
That's a prestigious school.
Is that in New York?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Is that in Pittsburgh?
It's in Pittsburgh,
I knew
PA.
it.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows it's in Pittsburgh.
There's so
Everybody-
many
how do
like
you not know that?
prestigious schools that I know the name and I know that they're prestigious, but then I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Like for a long time, I didn't know MIT was in Boston, but I knew
just-
MIT
it's
was
just-
great.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just assume if it's an Ivy League, it's on the East Coast. That's my new thing. I'll just say any East Coast and go, oh, I knew it was on the East Coast though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they all
Somewhere
are.
northeast.
It's like Ivy League and then Stanford is sort of like in the same.
Yeah.
But like,
Because Stanford's California.
yeah.
That's
yeah,
right.
There's one.
Yeah. I mostly just know where the schools are if they have football teams.
Sure.
Oh, that's fair.
It's sad.
Because you're a sports boy.
Yeah.
You're not a sing drama boy.
From the SEC.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Auburn.
Ah.
Yeah. We did I never was in a
Where are you?
play or anything like that, but when I was a pledge at my fraternity, there's one of the sororities philanthropies was, I wish I remember what it was called. It was basically you had to do a choreographed dance/swim. You had to get in the pool and do like choreographed like to a song and like
You did this?
What is it called when you're dancing in a pool?
Synchronized swimming.
It was like synchronized swim dance.
That's exactly what it's called, right?
You
Yeah.
did this for your fraternity? to
I did
pledge?
it. The fraternity made us do it to support a sorority's philanthropy,
I see.
and I did do that. And there's probably a video of it somewhere.
He also wasn't synchronized swimming.
I also had a.
That's different though.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
separate thing.
That's a
but that
separate
was
thing.
And then I just kind of had a proclivity for it, so I've been doing it ever since.
You're so tall. I bet you'd be great.
Yeah, I like that. I like
a lot of
treading
treading
water, and yeah, it's mostly treading water.
Yeah. You just go tread water for an hour.
Pretty
don't you?
much.
Isn't that what you
drown.
do?
Tread water to music. That's what it is.
Wear a cap. all
Yeah.
the things.
And then after you left Carnegie Mellon with,
Yeah.
with honors, I'm assuming,
Of course.
you went on to be in Newsies,
That's right.
which is a big Broadway musical.
It was. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, it's when it was on Broadway, it was a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
And it was always this cult favorite amongst girls and it was weird. The most of the fandom of Newsies was teenage girls, and then like middle-aged women, because they were girls when the movie came out with Christian Bale, and the movie flopped. It was not a success.
Take that, Christian Bale.
Yeah, C. Bale. We're on speaking terms. I call him C. Bale.
We're chill like that.
Yeah, we're super chill. He actually famously, someone asked him when the show was on Broadway if he would ever come, and he immediately said, "No, I'm not going to see that."
Wow.
I actually have another little.
Maybe, yeah.
He said, "No, I won't
no,
see
I
that."
don't know, in Wales. So he, so we would have, which is great because there was a built-in
Audience.
fan. Yeah, but the movie didn't do well, but the show kind of revived it. And so since the movie, when it came out, didn't do well, over the years it developed this kind of cult following, and sort of became one of those beloved movies that takes time for it to find its groove. And then the musical came out, and Disney was very smart. They were like, we're only doing this for a limited time. We're not letting this be a long running thing, and that created a lot of demand. And so then they extended it, and then it became this, long running hit, and then it toured, and now it's done all over the world. It's in London, right? It's everywhere, and regional theaters do it everywhere, and so it's cool.
And you were in the first rendition of it, the first kind of like theater.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's a theater in New Jersey called the Paper Mill Playhouse, which a lot of it's pretty close to the city, but a lot of when shows are in development and they're getting figured out what they are, they do an out of town tryout. So they'll go in the West Coast or somewhere, a regional theater, and so the Paper Mill Playhouse is where Disney tried out Newsies, and they went there and they had a really successful run. So that was the very first version, and then it came into Broadway the next year, I think. And the guy who originated the role left, and then I replaced him, and I did it until the show closed.
Amazing.
So,
You said he left.
Yeah.
Did you Tanya? Yeah, you Tanya Harding him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
I took an ice skate, and
Yeah, same way.
You guys did a sing off, and he was worse. He had to leave town.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've heard of potholes, right? Or manhole covers. They take them off, and you just. No, he booked. He was. His name's Jeremy. He's a great guy. He booked a television show and went off and did that, and then I took over the role. Yeah. That was that. Cool. Another little.
You email him about a fake television show that's taking place
that's right.
overseas.
Hey, you should go do this thing. It's a lot of money. You'd be great. It's crazy. You didn't even sign a contract. You just left. It was perfect.
So were you like an alternate before that?
I was.
So you were already a part of the production. You already knew it. You'd already done the role.
It's sort of complex. I joined the company as an alternate, planning to be the alternate while he was just shooting the television show, and then he ultimately left, so I took it over full time. Yeah, amazing. So it was sort of a transitory sort of thing to the part, but yeah.
When you're on Broadway, how many nights a week are you doing?
So it's 6 days a week of shows. Usually that's the typical thing. 8 shows a week. Yeah, it's grueling.
And are you doing every single one? Do you have one off?
Yeah, every one. There's some fluidity depending on who you are and the demands of the role, but typically, everyone's trying to do all 8. And then, of course, you get sick or whatever, and you have to miss a show, and then you have an understudy, and then someone is off stage, comes on to replace that understudy, and so there's this sort of domino effect. But yeah, it's. I think it's probably the hardest thing an actor can do is doing 8 shows a week. It's really, really tough,
especially when you're singing.
Yeah, the singing is the hardest part.
All day, singing and dancing.
Singing and dancing. That's right.
I told you he's a sing and a dance boy.
You did say that.
I did say that.
Broadway boy. Actor boy.
Actor boy.
Sing boy, dance boy.
Sing boy, dance boy. I miss 2 boys.
Papa boy.
He's a papa boy.
And a papa boy.
Yeah.
And he's just husband.
A husband. And just husband. There's no boy. Yeah. That would
no
be
boy
emasculating.
Nothing silly about that.
Yeah. No.
It's very serious.
My wife and I last year we were in New York and went and saw Hamilton.
Oh, sweet!
And
did you love it?
We went back and saw it again.
Nice.
We were there again.
In New York?
We were like, in New York.
You saw it twice.
Saw it twice.
I love it.
Wow.
And that's my first time seeing something actually on Broadway.
Oh, cool.
And both times my wife and I are different in a lot of ways. One of them is that after the show I would be like, all right, let's go now. And she's like, no, let's wait outside for all the actors to come out.
Yep.
and
Stage doored.
and say hello to them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I did not want to do that. That's for some reason it just feels embarrassing to me.
Yeah.
To be like,
He
I
said
enjoyed
there's-
it so much, but I don't want to be like,
I know your type. I've come out of many stage doors and seen the husband standing there reluctantly looking
That's
me in
totally
the eyes
me.
like, I don't, yeah, good job, man, but my wife is making me stay
Their
here.
hands in their pocket. They're like, "Ugh,
So- Exactly.
I hate doing
Yeah,
this.
right.
Secretly, they love it.
Secretly, they're the one that,
yeah, they're the, one that, like,
reason.
Honey, go
Yeah.
ask for the autograph,
right,
but ask for
right.
Did
two.
you make it out to Andrew? That's my son.
Oh, with 2 A's.
He's not
Yeah.
here, but he
2 A's in
he heard
Andrew.
about it.
That's so funny.
So when you guys are leaving the stage door, is there a part? What is y'all's attitude? Are you trying to get out of there, or are you like,
100%.
I hope people are waiting for me and I can talk to them? So I want to tell my wife if I was right or not.
Everybody wants to be. It's sort of this joke actually in the theater world where like people come out and they're like, oh, I'm just so exhausted and I just got to go. But everyone loves to be
He'd secretly love
complimented. Yeah. But I will say like between shows on a 2-show day, it is it's hard to stand there and you just want to go get dinner and relax you got another show going. So it depends. There's some days where you're like more into it and want to just greet the fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greet them.
Receive your love. But
Right.
also, I kept thinking the whole time we were out there, I'm just like trying to think of like funny stuff about us standing out here.
Yeah.
In New York, it's not like you're leaving your show and getting in a car. You're walking home or walking to the subway or getting in a car. Like,
Well, yeah,
So do people ever just
yeah.
follow you? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm like,
trying
should we
to-
just follow
I
this
feel like
guy?
New York is the most. California, I feel like they'll follow you. New York, everyone's like, we don't give a F-U-C-K, didn't cuss.
Nice.
They
definitely
kinda-
don't have to
You
bleep,
spell it.
definitely
I
don't have
spelt
to
it.
bleep
It's different.
that.
No, you don't, because you didn't hear it. We're gonna bleep, 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 bleep. You can bleep, bleep, bleep my letters.
Bleep the F-U-C.
You're right. In New York and LA, I feel like people are more respectful of celebrities and performers.
Yeah, LA, I feel like they want to follow. At least when I visit, I'll see people get a little weird. Like, did you hear someone's in here and people will flock? New York, I feel like everyone's just doing their thing. Everyone's
They
kind of
are-
head down, don't care.
I think it depends.
It's tourists, though.
That's true.
Yeah, I would say the typical Broadway theater goer is pretty cool with that stuff where they understand. It's this weird niche, the theater person. So, sometimes Tom Hanks will come to a show in New York or whatever, and that's a different thing because he's a national treasure and
He'll
everyone
come
knows who he
perform
is.
on a show?
Yeah, he did like a play 10 years ago. Or like a celebrity will
Oh,
come
yeah.
do a stint in a play or do 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that, a limited
I thought
run.
you meant like they pop in like tonight, Tom Hanks
Well,
is
so there was
The
this-
lead.
Yeah, no, I meant just
Sweeney
they come
Todd.
In, right. They come in and will do like a limited run of a play or something.
right. Like Larry David and
In producers, right.
Yeah, the producers,
exactly.
yeah.
So that's a different thing. I mean, everyone's going to recognize them, so they get in a car and go away. But
Sure.
the typical Broadway theater goer is most people don't know. And like if you're walking around in New York, most people aren't going to know who you are or care that much. So no, I've never really had that before. It's just, but you're right. You basically, it's a weird psychological thing sometimes when you have this rush of doing this show for 1,200 people and then you do the stage door and then you walk to the subway and you're just another normal person which I love. That part of New York is awesome. It's like, yeah, I went and did my thing and had this applause and these accolades and I was in front of all these people and now I'm just in the crowd, and that's pretty I don't know, like definitive of a New York experience,
Totally.
That was my favorite thing. And last April, my wife and I we were in New York for almost a month, and I was just doing stand-up shows.
Oh, sweet.
And it was so fun to take a train to go to the show, do my set, run back out, get on a train, go to my next set. Like that was like the most fun as a performer. Like it felt the most like real.
Did you also have a stage door experience where you putting your head down, being like, "Not now, husbands
No
who loves my
autographs.
show."
No
The
husband
nice
boys.
thing
Get
about
away from
stand-up
me.
is you can leave before the show's over.
Oh,
Man,
yeah,
You
that's
just
that
leave
true.
after your part.
That grind is truly something I cannot imagine doing because I've had a few friends who've done the stand-up thing and go into their open mics in the Lower East Village and the only other people in the audience are other
that's-
other
Stand-ups.
comics that are coming up, and everyone's just trying to support each other. Like that is
Well, that's the part that's not true.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
they're-
They're all judging each other. You're
Well,
right.
in some you're right, but also not always.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been to really other big ones and cool ones too, where they're not like that. But
Yeah.
that is a grind because you could go do what like 6 open mics in a night or something like that, and
I'm sure if you wanted to, yeah.
In New York, people can do that.
Right,
Yeah. There's
right.
stories of people setting records of doing like 13 sets in a night and like figuring
It's
it
unhinged.
out. But
yeah.
And the thing about stand-up, maybe with acting too, it's hard because your earliest when you're the worst at what you're doing the hardest shows.
right.
You have the
Yes.
worst audience. Same for improv. You're doing the worst audiences when you're the worst at the thing.
I know.
And so as you get better, you get to do better audiences, and you're better, and it's easier.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can
So it
get
doesn't
through
get
those
worse
first
than
stages of doing the open mics, like you're talking about, where it's
Yeah.
like if I can get this to work, then surely I'll be able to succeed as it gets easier.
I would say that's true for actors too. I mean, before you're even in the union, you're going to these auditions where you wake up at 5 to get a slot to maybe get seen because they have to see all the union actors first. This is for theater particularly. And if they have an opening, you might be one of the people they pick off the non-union list to come in and sit there all day. And maybe not, but if you do get seen, you probably get a minute in the room and you're probably not going to hear anything,
No.
you know? So it's like,
Thank you so much. And
Yeah,
then,
right.
you're
Exactly.
gone.
Yeah. So it does get easier the better you get.
And we talked about this honestly earlier before you got here. But like when you're starting off, you're performing for other people, and they're equally itching. Like it's like an open mic, so they're just
Yeah.
waiting for their turn.
For sure.
They're not listening to you, or they're just ready. So they're just like hungry wolves.
It's
Like,
super
get off the
competitive.
stage. It's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
And
so funny and
understandably, you're
captivating.
like-
That's never been a problem for me. People
course.
just laugh and they're like, "What?
Immediately.
I forgot I was even at a show."
One thing I did learn in New York, I was doing my friend's show. It just is in the back of some bar. You know, it's a little performance room that probably seats like 30 people. And it was a stand-up show, and he booked comedians. But then at the end, he goes, and to close us out, we have this improv troupe. There was like 8-person improv troupe.
Oh no,
And
I'm always skeptical.
And I stayed for the whole show. I did my set, and then I was hanging out. And the improv troupe was in the room the whole time, and they were great audience
Yeah,
for the
of
stand-ups.
course.
they are.
Of course.
And then I realized that's the whole reason they were there,
Yeah.
because they got on stage and I was like, oh, they're brand new, and it was not good.
Oh,
No, it's
But
bad.
I was like, oh, but it's so smart. Book an 8-person improv troupe to close the show, because that's 8 audience members for the whole
so
stand-up
smart.
show.
Yeah, 100%.
Very
It
smart.
tricked them into being the audience for the show.
I also will say is that improvisers tend to be more people pleaser types than
Yeah.
stand-ups. So if
Yeah.
you invite them to any show, they'll stay the whole time. Stand-ups will come, do their thing, and leave.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but improvisers, they'll sit there and they'll watch the
They're
whole
supportive
thing.
and-
Yeah,
well,
they're
they're just-
supportive, like
they're just
golden
better people.
retrievers.
Is there
yeah,
much
better
crossover
people.
between those two types? I mean, I know like
Yeah,
I have
there
famous
is.
examples,
Mm-hmm.
but there's okay.
I've met a lot of stand-ups that do improv just to get better at stand-up. Like
Yep.
I meet them, they're like, I want to work on my being on my feet and also crowd work. Because
Yep.
improv is just a lot of like listening to the crowd and responding.
Yep.
And so I've met some that did it for that. And
Do you
then-
do stand up too?
I started doing stand up. I don't do stand up really anymore.
Okay.
But I did a roast recently, and it kind of made me want to get back into stand
You
up.
would be great at it if you
I
wanted
want
to
to
do
get back
it.
into it.
There are some really good stand-ups that are famous now that did improv as they were starting or before. Like Mike Birbiglia was big improv. I think Pete Holmes was improv. Rory Scovel's like the best at
Yeah.
like so good at both still.
Tina Fey, Amy
But,
Poehler.
Yeah, a lot of the
That's
Saturday
true.
Night Live people.
Although I think of those, I think a lot of those people as performers as opposed to stand ups, but like
You're comedic actors, yeah.
or comedic
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, that is to me stand up from my and I love the art of stand up. I'm the consumer for that. Like my wife and I just sit and watch every special. We love stand up. I went and just saw John Mulaney was in Athens, which was super cool. Athens is I live in Athens, but Athens is starting to get some cool people
It
too.
is. Athens
Yeah.
is so cute.
Yeah, it's a cool place, right?
I like Athens a lot.
Comics and bands love going to Athens.
Michael Shannon is in a band and is playing Athens on Thursday. And I'm going to see Michael Shannon
That rules.
at the
That's so
40
cool.
watt, which is like 100 people.
Yeah,
in
it's a
there.
cool little club, yeah.
Yeah, like a legendary club.
Yeah.
Anyways, I love
Like
stand-up.
Seinfeld goes to Athens on
Yeah.
every tour.
Yeah.
Which is bananas.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
For
For
how
dogs.
big of an he sometimes I think he skips Atlanta sometimes and just does
goes to
Athens.
Athens.
Yeah.
Athens people are better and nicer and sweeter, I bet.
Yeah, except for when it's Saturdays in the fall, then they
Yeah, you're
spit
right.
at you.
Wait, I also
bark
have
at you. They bark at your wife.
Oh, they do bark your wife?
I've never been there with my wife, but I've seen wives get barked at.
Like, oh,
Just
go
grown men
dogs.
going,
Yeah.
a wife.
Yeah, that's unacceptable
They're-
behavior.
Yeah.
Is it because they
People
don't
with
have
like
wives?
graduate degrees just barking at people
That's
because they're
funny.
wearing
That's-
orange.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
like that.
it's the orange
Oh,
thing.
like the what's the is the Iron Bowl? The Auburn,
Auburn,
against,
Alabama, yeah.
Auburn, Alabama. What's
Been to
is
several
there
of
one
those.
for the Georgia Auburn rivalry or is
Georgia Auburn, I think it's good old fashioned hate.
that- okay. I
called
didn't
the
know if
Hate
there was
Bowl.
a
Yeah.
if there was a title for that. Excuse my
I don't know.
lack
It's
of
not like
SEC.
an official title, but I think
Okay.
we call it good old fashioned hate.
Nice. Love
Good
it.
old fashioned hate.
Yeah.
I
Which
had
could have
a-
been another good name for this podcast.
Good old fashioned hate.
Yeah.
But that's only if Aaron's here. You and
Yeah.
I just get along so well that
this
it's just
been
good
going
old
so good,
fashioned
by the way.
palaroonies. That's the name of this segment. Good old fashioned palaroonies.
Speaking of Aaron, we should probably talk more about golf or he'll get mad.
Oh yeah. Well, real quick, look what he's wearing.
He's got that dog on him.
Got that dog.
Corey Cott's got that dog on him. We didn't even ask him to bring that dog. This guy's a diehard rowback from birth.
From birth.
Came
Came
out-
out wearing a rowback.
Rowback
Yeah.
from way back.
Way
as
back.
you say.
But you're a fan. You were telling us before you're a fan.
Well, I didn't realize I was like snooping and saw that you guys are officially sponsored, or maybe you have been sponsored by them, or is that not true?
Yeah. I think.
partnership
What is
or-
it called, Paul? Partnered?
Apparel deal 2024.
A partner,
Partners.
We got a deal.
an agreement.
We do we have a discount code?
Yeah,
What is it?
What is it?
it's a link that I don't know.
Cool. Check.
Okay.
You can find
Put it
our
in the
link
caption.
for a discount.
Also, we're feminists, so we say we're partners with
Partners.
Rowback.
That's true. That feels like the most business savvy way to say that. Right.
My partner, Roback. Yeah.
A civil union.
Right.
Yeah.
Civil union with Rowback.
Not
Yeah.
a marriage.
We're
Not a marriage.
We're
That's a marriage out. Civil
Union
union.
in.
But we're committed,
back.
and there are tax implications.
No, I feel like my mom was early to the rowback game too. She bought me a shirt. You know, when everyone started playing golf again during COVID,
Yeah.
including me, she got me one of these shirts, and then I was like, "This shirt is amazing." And then since then, I have my entire wardrobe is just rowback polos. So
Yeah.
which
And-
I love.
Andrew said that you were like, moms especially love a copy paste, right?
If they find out if they got you a gift that you like, get ready to get that gift again.
But here's the
bunch of
issue
times.
with this though is my mom's gonna watch this and I'm not getting you any more rowback because you said you get too many of them. So
She's gonna leave you a voice memo that's 3 minutes long, being
Yes.
like, "I can't believe you would just,"
I-
and then
you
it's gonna be a lot of silence because she doesn't know how to turn it off. That's just my mom. I'm like, this memo's going on way longer.
We're a
'Cause I think
Viore
she-
family now.
That's right.
Return to the dark
That's right.
side. Question for you about Roback. What do you think that dog is doing? How do you see that? Have you seen us discuss this?
that is a great question.
Is it-
chilling on the beach? I don't
Different
know.
theories about where is it looking?
Well, it's weird from this vantage point.
Yeah, you're having a tough angle.
Is it just looking forward? That's the ear. What is is this a leg or
So
a,
we're saying that's its back and it's looking back over its back.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I initially
just
thought it was
assumed-
arms up like on a bar.
I thought it was just maybe a long limb or
Because
something.
it looks like it could
Yeah.
be their arms and it's on the bar.
yeah, Roback.
But,
Can you
yeah.
give us some insight here?
Yeah,
No, I
Roback,
think we-
answer for your. I was gonna say crimes, but it's not a crime.
It's not a
That's probably not good to
crime.
say for our new.
No.
Maybe
Civil
that's the
union.
point. Is that they're like they want this discussion to happen.
Yeah. Well, I learned that it's a Rhodesian Ridgeback is the type of dog.
Interesting.
And I only know about those because when I was a kid, I got a dog book that had pictures of different types
That
of dogs.
checks out harder than anything you've ever said to me ever.
I was a pretty cool kid. I had all kinds of
We
animal
would have been
books.
friends.
Yeah.
You would come over look at my dog books?
I had a bunny book and did the same
bunny
thing.
book?
Yeah, all different
right.
kinds of.
It's pretty good.
bunnies.
Now we're both artists.
That's right. It's about right. Don't remember.
But the Rhodesian, I was like, Mom, Dad, I want to get a Rhodesian Ridgeback. And then we Googled it, and the first thing that comes up is they're used in Africa to hunt lions,
Whoa.
is their main job.
I've just put it together. That's why it's Roback, Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Ridgeback. Yes, that's it.
Didn't even know that.
Rhodesian Ridgeback.
That's the soundbite.
That's.
And
That's the one. I didn't even know
I
that.
didn't even know that.
I did not.
it's because of the breed of
Oh
dogs.
my
hours ago.
God. Can you do that thing, Seth, where everything comes together in front
Oh
of my
yeah,
head?
it's the Charlie from his Always Sunny meme, wherever like there's all the.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
What's the name of the person he says? It's yeah, got it. But Rhodesian Ridgebacks, they're known. It said the reason we couldn't get one is it says they're known for counter surfing, which
Like
I'm
jump
not
on your
totally
counter.
sure what that means. I think it's in a home that they jump up on the counter and stand on it and eat food.
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
can get up there.
Sure.
I'm
Because they're so
thinking-
powerful.
I was going to say, well, because if that's what they're doing, it looks like he could be at a computer surfing
Surfing
the web.
nets.
Yeah.
And maybe Rhodesian Ridgebacks are porn addicts.
He's
They're
just
just
Googling
looking at
dogs mounting each
That
other.
makes sense.
Dogs
It all comes back.
And that's counter surfing. And they're like, dude, my dog, our search history's been crazy. Don't get one of these dogs.
Categories, just different breeds. It's just like going through the different breeds of dogs.
Different breeds
Cut
within
that.
your book.
I don't know how any of that works.
Anyway,
But you're a golfer.
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I-
Have you found that being like having a non-traditional job makes it so much easier to find time to golf?
Fantastic.
The
Because
best. Go on Tuesday.
oh
During
man,
the day.
Tuesday, like first tee time on Tuesday or Wednesday is
Yes.
the jam. There's no one out there.
You're
I
just out
play
there
in
with all the
2 hours.
retired guys.
Oh, well, yeah, but I like to get out before them because they take so long and they
Dude, but
put
they also
everything
start as
out.
early
Oh
as
my
possible.
gosh, it's a gimme. Take it away. No, and I have a few friends who are in like not necessarily the same business, but have flexible hours where it's like, hey, my buddy owns his own insurance company, so we'll get like the Tuesday or Thursday tee time at 8,
Nice.
8:20. And we're done by like 10:20. It's crazy. We
That
also play
rules.
kind of fast, but it's awesome. I'm spoiled because now when I go play like a normal round, I'm like, I cannot believe this is taking 4.5 hours. This is unbelievable.
It is like you have to commit a whole day.
You do. And my wife's used to it now too. Where she's like, okay, your tea time's at 8:30. I'll see you at 11, And
Yeah.
it's like, yes, that's been the case.
And all your sons line up and they go, bye, golf boy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
There goes the golf boy.
And they think they know how long golf takes based on that. And
Yeah.
then you're like, it's Saturday and our tea time's at noon, so it's probably going to be a little bit different.
I
Yeah.
I fully avoid the weekends. I don't
smart.
think I've played golf on the weekends in a very long time. I'm spoiled that way, but
Yeah.
you got to get out somehow.
Totally. Yeah. It would take a lot for me to play out. Now they say that because I'm in the same,
Yeah.
like you're flexible. I'm like, oh, it would take a lot for me to do a Saturday unless it was like 7 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be first. Finishing a round by like before lunch is ideal.
Feels great.
Yes.
Then you have lunch at the clubhouse.
Exactly.
The best.
Okay, Rich.
Yeah.
But the hard part is,
Or the
I can
range.
afford lunch I can afford the club sandwich sometimes.
I can afford it.
But the hard part is all my friends that play golf have regular jobs. So they're like, you want to play Saturday? And I'm like, want to play Wednesday?
Yeah.
And
Let me counter that.
at 10.
I'm like,
with,
I'm going
Wednesday.
flying out of town Saturday. And they're like, well, I have a job and family support Wednesday.
I'm like, okay, well, don't bring your family into
So
this.
we should play is what I'm trying to say. We should
the
all
one
play.
thing I wait. So where do I play?
No, I'm trying to say that we should play. We
Well, yeah,
we
let's
have
do it.
non-traditional
Yes,
schedules.
let's do it, man.
Yeah. All
I'd
right.
Nice.
love to.
We got it locked in. We got it on camera. You have to now.
I also did splurge about a year ago and got the sim set up in the garage.
No way.
Yeah. So
Nice.
that has been awesome because I'll just go out for 20 minutes or whatever, 30 minutes, 6 hours, whatever it takes, And it's like, did you see that meme that was going viral or not meme, a video that Steph Curry did recently where he's like, he made a song to it. Did you see it? He's like, I'm just going out to the sim for 20 minutes and it's like 6 hours later. And he's still in
That's
it.
fun.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me everything about your setup. Is it? Do you at the
it's
cost
pretty
of having
cool.
this? Do you park your car outside in the pollen?
No, I could park the car in there. So we have our house and then we have a pretty big yard. And right when we moved in, I was like, right here could be a detached garage. That's
Yeah.
also, I needed a space for self tapes and I needed a space that was separate from my house just to have.
Self tapes for the non-actors out there is
Yes.
when we get a little audition because we're actor boys and girls.
That's right.
And they say, hey, we want you to play this character. And you
Yeah.
have to go tape it and then send it to them.
That's correct.
And if they like you, they give you a callback.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't like you, eat and die.
Eat bleep.
Eat, bleep, and die.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Yeah, it's like I try to explain it. It's like the Zoom. Or I guess I'm constantly having auditions and interviews and whatever.
Oh, constantly.
Meetings.
Okay.
Not in.
honey, I'm going to do
as
a self-tape.
opposed to the typical person who interviews once every 2 years or something. It's like you have to have a setup.
We heard you. Constantly auditioning. This
And
guy's
constantly
into-
getting rejected. So that's why I have all the interviews.
Well, I love the idea of you going, honey, I got to go do a self tape, and then she just hears ping.
Around for
ping,
sure.
ping. Like,
For sure. I'm warming up for my self tape. No, she's the one who usually reads with me, so she's coming out there with me if I have an audition. So yeah, it's cool. I have like a little loft upstairs where I do all that stuff, and then downstairs is a gym and a sim setup and
That rules.
parked. It's pretty cool. You guys
You're
you should
living
come
the
out
dream.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the dream.
It does the trick. And I also just wanted to have a space where I just didn't want to go to the range all the time too. And if it's raining and it's the kid, I sold it to my wife going, we can double it as a movie theater too, because I can turn on Apple TV and we could watch movies with the kids.
Projector.
And then she was like, oh, I get it. Okay, cool.
How many movies have you watched on that projector?
No movies.
None
Not a single movie.
movies.
No,
Turns
You hear
out
that,
it doesn't-
Meg? None movies. If you're
Turns out it
watching.
doesn't
we
really
have-
work for movies, actually.
Sorry, babe.
we've watched a few. We actually hooked up the Switch the other day, played some
Ooh.
Mario Kart on there. The kids love that.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That would be a blast.
The kids actually, I got the Carnival. So Foresight has like a Carnival software that you can do bowling and do skee ball, but like you're putting,
Yeah.
And so the kids love to do that. And I do want my kids to play. So
Yeah.
it has like, we'll go out and I'll play like the pitch and putt course or whatever. And my boy, Elliot, my oldest, and sometimes my middle son, Nolan, will putt and chip for me. So
That's great.
I sold it to her that way.
That
But,
rules.
Yeah.
That
it's cool.
rules. You guys, I don't know. What's our time at real quick? Because I want to play a little game.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're at 38? Corey, I want to play a little game. So Corey
do it.
mentioned that he also has a brother who's an actor. His name is Casey.
Casey.
And they're both actor boys.
Did your parents freak out when you were both just like, hey, we're going to do acting?
It's weird because I was sort of ahead of Casey. Casey got into it after I graduated from high school, and then we both subsequently went to the same university, but never together. So we've sort of, but it's kind of this weird thing where I think they're just so happy that we're even like mildly successful.
Well, you're both successful.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're both doing it, so I'm sure they're probably like, this
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah. this
Two
rules.
actor sons that are both like just like doing great.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen probably very often. Oh, I guess there's a lot of the Wahlbergs.
We're basically
and
the
Afflecks
Mannings.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
We're basically the
examples.
Hemsworths, you know.
Yeah.
we're-
You guys are the American Hemsworths.
That's right.
Actually, that checks out.
I get confused for Chris all the time. So
It happens.
for sure.
I interrupted you. You were setting something
Don't
up.
ever apologize. You can interrupt all you want.
I'm so sorry.
But you guys are both successful actor boys. You have another sibling, don't you?
I do. My sister Carly.
Yeah, but she's not an actor, so we don't
She's
talk
not,
about
but
her.
she does improv in Nashville.
Oh.
Her and her husband are very dedicated improvers.
Okay, well,
that's
she's
great.
back on the cool list.
She's
She wins.
Hannah's like, actually, she's my favorite now.
Yeah.
Actually, I bring her on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do a little game. So all of us here have, we all love TV.
okay.
And we also love the CW, all of us.
Of course.
We've seen every single show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, real quick, why
Cops.
don't you tell us about your brother's show? Because I know you watch it all the time.
All the time, reruns every day. He was on a show called Riverdale
Yes.
that ended this past year.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, and
R.I.V. R.I.V.
yeah, right? Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Sorry.
That rules. That was good.
Cut that.
Thanks.
Cut that.
Yeah, he was on Riverdale and had a good long 7-season run, and
Nice.
now he's done with that and on to other things. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's a show.
7
We've all seen it. We all know it really well.
based on the Archie comics.
Yep.
Is it vampires? What is?
Oh, that's
I
good.
think
You
they
have
make
no
an
idea.
appearance in there. I don't think it started with vampires, but the vampires sort of maybe came into play later
lot of
on.
I
things
don't
came
know if
into
you're
play.
joking or not. I haven't.
I'm not joking. I think the CW makes vampires just a part of every show.
There's one writer
even
in the
Live,
room.
Even Live Golf is like,
C-
he's like,
CW
what is that?
That's right. The CW
Why do they have
cinematic
to finish
universe
before the sun goes
Right.
down?
Why
That's
is
so funny.
Brooks Koepka looking like a vampire right now?
I like the idea that there's just one writer in the CW who's like, okay, guys, I know we're at a lull. What if
What if?
there's a vampire?
Genius.
Hear
They're
me
like-
out. No more vampires, Tim. It's just like,
But
it works. People respond to
People
it.
love the
they do.
vampires.
Well, I want to play a little game,
Yeah.
and it's called A Broadway Tale or Riverdale. Pew, 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 pew. I've pulled a bunch
Graphic.
of clips, clips or quotes
Uh-huh.
from either Riverdale or a Broadway show you've been a part of.
Oh my gosh,
And we're
okay.
going to test Andrew. You may not know. I'm going to look to you after he guesses, and you're going to say correct or not correct.
Okay, so my poker face a little bit.
Yeah,
or
poker
more-
face a little bit. I'm going to read something.
I've not seen Newsies or Riverdale.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's some from Newsies, from Bandstand.
Okay.
Also,
someone
you
tell
did
me
a
what-
little.
You did some work on this.
I did. You also were in West Side Story.
I was.
She was on
So-
her laptop before this.
Okay,
looking
I was also
very
on it
serious.
last
20
night.
minutes before the pod. We
Yeah.
got some quotes.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going to read
fresh.
some quotes. And
Wait, can somebody tell me what Riverdale's actually about?
No.
Before this?
No, not at all.
that literally is the best description you can get. It's Archie comics with vampires eventually.
Maybe vampires like at this starting in the 5th season.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to read a quote, and you have to tell me what it's from.
All right.
You can say musical or Riverdale, or you can just try and actually guess. You have Bandstand, Newsies, or West Side Story.
The church version of this is like Taylor Swift or Leviticus.
Yeah.
They do
100%.
that.
That's funny.
Taylor
There's something
Swift or
like that.
Revelation. I knew you were in trouble when you walked in.
Yeah.
It's Revelation, actually. Okay. Number 1.
Yep.
You keep your small life in the big city. Give me big life in a small town.
I'm saying Newsies.
Wow. I don't know. Is he?
It's correct.
Nice.
is
One
correct.
for
That felt
one.
very theatrical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Was
I
that part of
didn't-
a song or is it a line?
It's like in the prologue. It's like the very first scene of Newsies.
Nice.
Wow, he's
Yeah.
good. Okay, great.
All right.
Number 2.
You saw it 8 times. You should get all these. You saw it 8 times. You were there 8 times a week
That's
for years.
true. It's ingrained
You-
in my DNA. At
You
this
better
point.
know.
Yeah.
Next one. You ever seen what happens to a snake when a Louis Vuitton heel steps on it? Keep talking and you'll find out.
I was gonna say no, Newsies.
That is not Newsies.
They had Louis Vuitton heels and Newsies. I don't
Louis
know if I knew.
Vuitton. I was thinking time. Louis Vuitton's
I'm
been
gonna.
around.
Is that Riverdale?
That's Riverdale.
Yeah.
That's really
Okay.
that's Riverdale.
All right.
I love it.
Okay. They say greed rises, but what if nobody tastes it?
What if no one tastes it?
Yeah.
Rises like bread.
Yeah.
They say greed like a yeast. Newsies.
Is that Newsies?
It's Bandstand.
Oh.
It's Bandstand. We got them. I fooled them both.
Wait, did you say? Sorry, did you say
Is that a different
cream?
production?
Oh, it's Bandstand. Did you say cream or greed?
I said greed.
That's why I was thrown
But
off.
is it actually cream?
It's cream.
Oh.
They say cream rises, but what if nobody tastes it?
Well, this honestly,
ChatGPT, did you wrong?
ChatGPT, create a viral format for our podcast, please.
please. Okay.
Greed works.
Here's a
Yeah.
good one.
That's why I missed it.
Yeah, I messed up. That one's on me. I mean, I am devastatingly handsome in that classic pre-accident Montgomery Clift kind of way.
I'm gonna say Riverdale.
That's got to be Riverdale, right?
That's Riverdale.
Yeah.
That's actually your brother.
Did he
That's one
say
of,
that?
He
Yeah.
did. That's one of Casey's lines. I have no idea when you said it,
That's a
but
Casey.
that also
I
feels
don't
very
know when
fitting
he
for
said
your
that.
family. You guys are classically attractive men.
Monty Clift. I have heard that before. That been compared to him. I've never seen any of his movies. If that's
Casey, you
yeah.
hear that?
Sorry,
Not a
Katie.
single one.
Not a single
Oh,
one,
sorry,
Katie.
bleep it. But I think he was warranted. My brother did one short film in high school, and I've seen it.
No. I've seen Riverdale. I don't think I've seen any of Monty Clift's movies, so I don't get the Montgomery Clift. Right? Yeah, I've seen Casey's. Of course, Casey. I've seen
I never watch any of the stuff my brother does.
yeah, right. I intentionally don't watch it.
Okay, I've got a couple more.
Okay.
Say goodbye to the nice boys.
Say goodbye to the nice boys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's from Newsies.
Is that West Side?
Feels like the
That's
title.
West Side.
West
West
Side.
Side
Feels like
Story.
the title of a song in a musical. Say goodbye to the nice boys.
Yeah. This is my
cut from the musical. I think.
Okay.
This next one is just my favorite quote ever to ever happen ever.
Okay. This is separate from our game.
No, it's in the game.
Okay.
In case you haven't
Hey,
noticed,
it's all in the game.
in case you haven't
From The
noticed, in case you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in.
Sounds. I can't say that. We were
Just say
watching
it.
Love on the Spectrum the other day,
Oh.
and they say so many intense, cool things like that.
They do. They're very
great.
honest.
Yeah.
I also love that every time they go on a date they don't like, they're like, I don't want to see you again. And I was like, man, I wish I said that to more dates.
The episode we were watching the other day is the guys they do the speed dating, and the organizer of the speed dating had to come and be like, hey, before you write no on your page, wait for them to leave.
Oh yeah, he did do that.
They'd still be talking. He's
would
writing
see them
no,
no.
so big on
I
his
love it.
picture.
Not for me.
That's what we should
Hey, maybe
do.
just wait for them to go to their next table before you just write a big old red no.
I genuinely, I watch that show and I'm like, I think people would be so much happier if they did. After every date, they're just like, I think friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Even if
that's
it's-
a big no.
But
for
they
me.
mean
They're
it.
like big no, and they're so nice about it. And I'm like, oh
They say we'll be friends, but they actually mean it.
yeah.
They're
They're
like,
like,
yeah,
can we
will.
still keep in contact?
Be friends.
My favorite thing is that if they can't handle the other person talking about something they're not interested in.
Yeah,
They're
100%.
just, as soon as they start talking about a hobby they have that they don't have, they're just like,
There's no filter.
I could not follow this.
They
if I
yawn.
tried.
They go, ah,
This is so
not this
boring.
again.
Yeah, they
Your
literally will
interest?
just like yawn. But the other person's not phased at all.
No.
They're like, yeah, I
They
could
get
tell-
it. They're like, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And
I was
they
just
will.
like-
The
yeah.
other person will start talking, then they'll yawn. They're like, sorry,
like-
just be more
No,
interesting.
I'm still going to talk about swords for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Wait, you haven't answered my favorite.
Sorry, okay,
In case you haven't noticed,
yeah.
I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to.
That's going to be from Riverdale.
That's got to be.
It's the most iconic quote from Riverdale ever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what's his name? That Cole Sprouse or
Sprouse.
something. Cole Sprouse.
The Sprouses are in it.
Just one of them. Just the one that no one likes.
Dang. Dude, what
like him.
if they both audition
like
and then they finally find out which twin is the best?
I'm not saying that I probably have no problem with it, but the internet doesn't like Cole Sprouse right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sort of.
Was
I
that Zach
sort
or
of-
Cody?
That's a good question.
I don't remember.
know.
He just did an interview where he like smoked in the interview the whole time, and everyone was like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's just like, "I can't help myself. I'm an artist."
Cigarettes?
Yeah, cigarettes. Like
He
in
said,
this
"I
room.
can't help myself.
He's
I'm
like,
an
"I'm
artist."
an artist." He's just like talking like an artist, and everyone's like, "We're done with you."
It's just like Cole
Thank
was
you.
Cody.
Yeah.
Which
And
one was the cool and which one was the nerdy one in Zach and Cody? Zach
I think
was
Zach
cool?
was the cool one. I think Cody was the nerdy one.
Yeah.
My only reference for them when Casey got the show and said that Cole was in it was Big Daddy.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I went to. I was like, oh, he's the kid in Big Daddy.
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
can't.
they were both. It was like they both played the same role, right?
Yeah.
Get around child labor laws.
No, Cole. I'm not really all aware of that thing, but in my experience, he's been awesome. Like
Okay,
a really,
cool.
really good dude. Yeah.
Nice.
Really, really nice guy. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched that interview, so I don't know yet. But
Well, Cole, you have a
Yeah.
fan here. When you should use
Cole,
this
I'm
on
your
your
fan,
PR. That
maybe
there's-
are all the people going to come for me now because I'm
I don't know.
saying he's a good.
It's
There will be
women of
no
the
more
internet, and they're
Sprouse
intense.
slander on this podcast.
Yeah.
We're pro Slouse.
Sorry.
Sprouse.
Yeah.
Bro Sprouse.
Sprouts.
Well,
We're
he's
Sprousing.
whether or not he's a good guy is debatable, but I think we can all agree that Corey Cott's an amazing guy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He's
I feel that.
sing boy, actor boy, papa, golf boy,
Oh boy.
Broadway boy,
In that
and now
order.
good boy.
Good
Good boy.
Good boy.
He wasn't a
boy.
good boy until
Good
now.
boy until
Yeah,
now.
Roback boy.
You little
Yeah.
roback. Roback.
Yeah, sometimes we just kind of fade out.
Yeah, and
I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks
Are we
so
gonna-
much.
Cut the
should-
music.
Should we
Yeah.
clap even though Aaron's not here, or should we not do it? Because out of
Yeah,
Just
I think we could clap
in
and do the
protest to him?
handshake that everyone likes to
okay,
do.
Paul wants us
Paul
to do
really
it.
wants us to-
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks so much. Give it up for Corey Cott. If you're at home, give your a round of applause. Buy yourself or your laptop for Corey Cott.
Please
He needs it.
message Aaron and tell him how good we did without him.
Yeah,
so he'll-
stage door Corey Cott if you're
Please
at home
stamp
right
stage
now.
door.
Wait,
at the
Corey,
computer.
how can people follow you?
My Instagram handle is nap on a cot,
Nice.
That's
which is a
very
pun.
good.
And if you're going to be in New York this spring, I'm going to be doing a show there, so you can come check it out.
What is it?
It's called The Heart of Rock and Roll. All the music of Huey Lewis in the News.
No way.
Yep, correct. And I'm going to be there. So
He's
come
gonna be
check it out.
singing.
Singing, acting, little dancing, little maybe playing guitar.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rules. I'll be
Hey,
there.
and you know it's a tip to be square.
It's hip. That's right. The first song in the show.
Pretty good.
It's
All
hip
right.
to be square.